Hey folks, screen doesn't look quite right, but just letting you know we are on. Just had a little mix up trying to get all of our ducks back in a row so that we can hop on and get playing again. So hopefully
All
everything
right.
will sort itself out here in the next few minutes.
All right. How's everything looking?
You guys look normal to me. Do I look normal to you, or am I
Yep,
back to
Yes.
goofy? Okay, great.
you look good. Huge.
All right, I'm just glad. There's still a little delay. It could be anything. I have no idea. Something on my end is lagging a little. Could be the internet for the whole neighborhood.
Sure.
On the bright side, camera quality is looking pristine for me on everybody this stream.
Great.
Yeah. All right. We all set to go back in.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
hopping in now.
All right. I am unmuting right now.
Great. Spencer, you oh sorry, we're on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, yo, what up?
Hello.
Hey, gang. I have a question for everyone now.
Huge.
Cool.
Now that we've reconvened here, Ethan's going to be in Elden Ring lobby in a second. My question is, if you could write a TTRPG system for any media property, it can already have a game. We'll just assume that it hasn't been made yet.
Okay.
What would it be?
It's so similar to one of the ideas I had.
That's okay. I have one
Is it?
like that too. You know, it is what it is.
I just think it's funny. TTRPG for any media.
Yes. And I can kick us off. Whoop. I think that one of my favorite novel series, just because it's kind of fun, I call it popcorn reading, is the Dresden Files. I think making a Dresden RPG would be...
He will knock you off me.
But there would be... I didn't see that you died. But it would be difficult because it's kind of a solitary story, but I think there's a lot of interesting stuff in that world that could be fun to fuck around with.
Yeah, it's that whole like noir wizard detective thing.
Exactly.
You know, I think Powered by the Apocalypse would be fantastic for that. I think that would be really good. Like something in that system. I bet you there must be at least some hack to make something like that work.
I'm sure.
I would love a TTRPG inspired by the cartoon Treasure Planet.
The cartoon or the movie?
The movie. It's a
Okay,
cartoon movie.
I was just making sure there wasn't a cartoon that I'd never heard about, like a series.
No, just the movie. I think Treasure Planet's setting, the vibes, the weapons, all would lend themselves really well to a role-playing game.
Very cool. Ooh,
Now that's
nice pizza.
brutal. One bleed proc, that's all I need.
What?
I said one bleed proc, that's all I need.
Yeah. I think a very cool TTRP of Zelda. Zelda inspired. Could be very cool. Zelda, again, it has just a massive world. And I think it'd be cool to explore through the ages because the timeline of Zelda is insane.
They did something for the release of Tears of the Kingdom because Critical Role did a one-shot where they were characters in the Tears of the Kingdom Zelda universe.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't know if that is something that was published or if that is something that they like homebrewed, but there was something.
I'd assume that is a homebrew sort of thing. Nintendo doesn't love giving out properties.
Yeah, but that's what makes me think that it was official to some capacity, right? Because
Maybe.
Nintendo would have had to say, yes, you can. I'm dead. Cool. I get to eat pizza. You guys have fun.
Enjoy.
Trying to think. So,
Two of these in a row? Whew. And both aimed at me.
Let him play. Nice job, Talu. You got him.
Let me pose a slant of your question. A role-playing game, no sci-fi, like it can't be science fiction or fantasy. Like, what's the media that's not sci-fi or fantasy that you would want put to the tabletop role-playing game sphere?
Does it have to be media or genre?
You could go genre, but, you know, I'm sure that there is something in that genre that you're thinking of.
Fair. Huh.
You know what I've been on a big kick with is the Knives Out Glass Onion Benoit Blanc. I think that rolling up like random mysteries and having to solve it with a crew of mostly ne'er-do-wells and one investigator is hilarious. So I think a Knives Out TTRPG.
That'd be fun.
All right. I think it could be kind of fun. A cooking tabletop.
Oh, the idea of coming up with the mechanics for that game make me want to hang up.
Come on, the mechanics would be awful. I think it'd be very, very cool with every.
Sorry, I almost did something stupid. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Sorry. With every copy, like a cookbook is sold with it.
Oh, like a Delicious in Dungeons almost.
Yeah.
Great British Bake Off TTRPG would be unplayable, but would do such crazy numbers on drive-through.
There is a board game for the Great British Bake Off that I've played, and the first game was miserable because I was like, what the hell is going on? And the subsequent second and third game were all actually very fun. Nice. So we could take some inspiration from that. If we were...
Which is funny because the first episode of a new season of Great British Bake Off tends to be just like, what? Like, you don't really know the people. There's too many of them for you to understand what's going on in the episode.
Exactly. So it's very in-universe for it to feel that way. We're kicking his ass this time. Nice job, boys.
Ooh, get him, Talu.
Big hit. Talu, get up! Get out of there!
Oh, no.
He neither got up nor got out of there.
No, he face tanked that. Nice.
Let's go!
Alright. And it doesn't have to just be. It could be like in the kitchen. There could be mysteries and who done poisoning. There's a bunch of stuff you do in the kitchen.
Who done didn't order the carrots?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know we make the bear TTRPG. What do you guys think?
The bear?
Yeah.
Have you seen the bear, Michael?
No. What's the like? Is it a brown bear?
No, it's a human man. Played by Jeremy Allen White.
Michael, I can't believe that you haven't at least tangentially heard of the bear. What I'm learning about his phase 2 is that you kind of gotta not be as afraid as his first phase. Like, you gotta stick.
Get his ass!
You gotta stick to it a little bit.
I don't know if that's true.
It is for me so far. I get hurt far more being afraid.
Oh, he's kissing me! He's kissing me!
No!
Get him, boys!
God.
Yeah!
He does not have those 2 hits. He's still not happy. Oh. Alright.
Oh. That's too late.
No, you had it. Yeah. I knew you had that.
I was just... There we go. Oh.
Trying to go to my wondrous physic, and he hit me with a quick light slash.
He's still not happy with you.
Michael, he's basically dead.
That's right, Michael's got it. He's at half HP. Get him.
Tell you what, Michael, if you get him, this is gonna be a crazy clip.
Yeah. Crazy!
Hypothetically, it would have been a crazy clip.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but he just throws a light disc at me.
Boys, I hate to say it. We gotta be dumber in phase 2. We gotta just jump his ass.
We got to be dumber in phase 1.
I still think Titchy is a good idea.
Black Knife Touche.
If we want to spend 45 minutes collecting various glove warts and runes to make it happen, I'm down. I saw videos of people doing it and it seemed effective. I just think we need to absolutely lock in to get that done. Elbows in, no wasted time.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, it will be truly unwatchable.
I've been having good luck with the Mimic because of the bleed proc build we've got going.
Yeah. I'll change back to that. So I just threw a rock at him.
Are you not bleed proc anymore?
I am.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I am.
Oh.
I don't have a mimic.
You meant, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm the only one that my mimic, the two-hander method is not well suited to the dipshittery of mimics.
The Mimics just don't understand.
I end up with a
Where's
mimic
that?
one-handing a greatsword, being an absolute doofus.
He's close to a bleed. Get him!
I bet you're right. I am too busy getting my ass kicked.
No,
Yalu, no!
I thought it went down there.
He did.
He
He
tripped.
slipped and he fell, and it unstunned him.
Shit. Where's that sink there?
Bleed. Sorry,
That's
Michael.
crazy bleed.
Yeah. All right. Two-man show. Let's get him. He's trying to
Nice.
kiss.
He got confused and he kissed nobody.
Kiss my dead body.
I get it. Leave him alone. Oh shit.
He did not leave.
He did
me
not
alone.
leave me alone.
Get up! Get up! Oh,
No, he whiffed.
no biggie.
Oh, he's not whiffing this one. I loved your jump.
Clean dodge.
That was clean. Nice.
Leave my friends alone, you big bastard.
I love that every time one word leaves your mouth, you die.
Breaks the concentration.
Spencer has anti-streamer's disease.
I have sucks at games disease. The not talking just gives me like an extra 1% power.
Here,
An
give me
extra
1
1% when your max is 4% is a huge
Huge.
difference.
It's so important.
It's an astronomical difference.
Here,
What's up, Michael?
Before you go in, I'm just switching to mimic.
Nice.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll actually summon my mimic for once. Alright, I'm going in.
Alright.
Come here, you big idiot.
Come on.
Oh wait, I forgot. I totally forgot about the question that we were rocking with. The follow-up, something that's not a TTRPG.
Oof.
Dead. All right, cool. Bye, guys.
But
Happens to all of us.
I would like some version of like. I rewatched the Grand Budapest Hotel the other day for the first time in a long time. and it's my favorite. For a long time, it was my favorite movie ever.
What was it?
And the Grand Budapest Hotel.
That.
And I'm a terrible sucker for Wes Anderson's entire body of work. And the thing that I think I find most awesome about it is that they are completely mundane adventures. Like, they are straight up adventure stories, but they're mundane. They're just about the adventure of normal, unfortunate things that happen to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that sounds strange because, like, Grand Budapest Hotel is like a cross-country sprint surrounding a luxury hotel, and like the Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is about this like incredible professional, documentarian. But like the problems that come up are mundane. It's things like my clothes are dirty and I'm annoyed and it's late and my relationship's not working. And so I would love like a mundane adventure game. Like whatever D&D characters play, Houses and Homes or whatever it is.
We did that bit in one of our games.
I think
you remember that?
I think it would be incredibly fun to like. I guess the closest thing to it is Kids on Bikes.
Yeah.
Where it's just the mundane adventure of life, and I think there's really something powerful to that because I don't know. That's the way I think about my life when I need a little inspiration. It's stupid.
That's my secret, Cap. I never stop being stupid.
It's kind of irresistible. There's something about it that just gets me every time.
I think just to add into your Wes Anderson talk, I feel like it is an exceptionally fantastical world. All of his movies, exceptionally fantastical world, grounded in the drudgery and problems of the everyday person. And I think that's what makes it cool, because it's beautiful and big and expansive, and yet the core difficulties and problems and conflict all boil down to that human nature that's immutable. I think that's very cool.
So that's one that I'd be super down to climb.
That'd be fun. I'm gonna skip.
Okay.
I got lost in our Wes Anderson talk and I forgot we're playing. And now I need to instantly stop talking.
Oh.
Hey, my mimic's alive. Oh.
Michael, did you do a non-fantasy role-playing game you
It's
want to play?
cooking.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the cooking one.
I just wanted to make sure we got everybody's opinions out.
Oh, sure.
Hi, I'm getting destroyed. I've been murdered.
I'm running back.
I'm
I
dead.
ran very far.
Get him, Michael.
I do not understand
it's
half
just
of his
me.
phase 2 moves.
No.
Oh, it's not just. I saw a mimic.
A lot of the time in phase 2, it just feels like he's just swinging. And sometimes there's light behind you, and sometimes he moves quick. Sometimes he grabs you.
God.
Your mimic's got... No!
He's kissing my mimic.
Leave him alone! He lets you go so gently.
To then hit you with 6,000 laser blasts.
Hey, your mimic was putting in some work, though.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Dang. My other question is... I will throw this out now. If you could be one regular Earth animal...
Nice.
What would it be? Let me rephrase that. Not if you could be. If you were transformed into one regular Earth animal, what would it be?
What would we want it to be, or what do
No.
you think it would
One
be?
regular
What
Earth
do you
animal?
think it would be?
Human being, baby! We're the best! Big time! Oh, no. Yeah, other than human. Let me
Yes.
ponder that for a little while.
A witch transforms you and says, "Be as thou wert in life in the new one." What are you fucking getting turned into?
Okay. Oh, he's just all the area effects
Bamming.
going off right now.
the
He's
problem
pissed.
is my favorite animal only lives to be 4 years old and is a prey animal, so it's not that.
Were you gonna say possum?
I wasn't, because they live for no time at all and have a million babies and are built to die. Like, that is one of their part of their evolutionary thing, is being great at dying. So can't do that one.
Get 'em, boys!
I'll use, so my best friend from college, he ponders this a lot actually. And he said he gave me my answer. I embody, so I would be the muskox.
The musk. What a fucking specific answer.
Uh,
Shout out to you for that one. I guess to your roommate.
yeah. He put it quite literally. They just kind of they just are. They don't hate. They just be there and eat and be happy.
I think I would end up wanting to be a ferret or a mink, because they seem like they are just having the coolest and chillest time ever.
What was
Every time
it?
I see a video of a ferret or a mink, I see them sprinting around, wiggling like a tube sock that wished to be a real
Yeah.
boy, and it just seems like they're having a much better time than me.
That's sick.
My secondary pick would be a brown bear somewhere safe, because bears can appreciate nature and are big enough that nobody fucks with them, and I think that sounds pretty clean.
That's awesome.
No.
I
That's
would
right, I
need to
wanted
eat
to
a
choose
lot
one.
of raw and still a little alive salmon, and that would take some adjustment. That would not be an easy.
Good
Oh
try
my
on that, Dodge.
God. So that would be my two to go picks. Got to be a predator animal. I don't want to die afraid and tired in the woods sprinting. That's not the vibe for me.
That's fair.
Anybody who chooses a prey animal does not know about the wilderness enough.
No.
Is one that I'll give. Like, being a big musk ox meant to defend itself, absolutely great. They're gonna live their life. If you're like, I empathize with the white-tailed deer, I'll be like, you're gonna empathize with it for about a year and a half.
If you're lucky.
If you're incredibly lucky, you might get out of your yearling after that. You can have a short opinion. It's not gonna stick around super long.
Oh,
Go. Oh yeah.
summoning my mimic.
You forgot about Radahn's deep and personal hatred for you specifically.
He gets me every time.
No, I'm feeling hate a lot lately.
Radahn has a picture on the inside of the front of his armor of Spencer's face that says, "My #1 enemy.
People I'm not rocking with.
My op #1."
Phase 2 really makes this feel like a cakewalk, like a very easy circumstance, eh?
Nice. Yeah,
You
definitely.
caught that one?
Yeah, that was good. That was clean. Hey, clean.
I don't think anybody's gonna pick up on that.
A man who can admit his mistakes is the greatest of us all. The most important step is the next one, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of
And
there!
now I'll never say it. We eat those.
Ooh.
Never mind.
You got killed by an unrelated thing that happened
Yeah.
after.
Exactly. Second phase, let's go. This is
I
just
want that
time and seat, you know? This is just giving us that muscle memory every time we get to the second phase. It's crazy how easy the first phase feels compared to this.
Mm-hmm.
Actually crazy. If I were any animal, I would have to say probably a dog. I'd probably get turned into some sort of domesticated dog. I don't think a tiny one. I also don't think like a huge one. I'd be like a regular mutt dog. That's it.
Can I tell you the vibe you give off is those like is like the biologically healthy versions of like a basset hound.
Yeah,
Like
I think that works.
A basset hound 20 years ago
That sounds in the 1890s.
Like,
That's me.
floppy ear, but not stupid. That like hound face. There's something about the energy they have that I'm like, that's Spencer Mayo if he was a dog for sure. I also get the feeling that a basset hound could really fuck around and find out, despite their small size. And I joke a lot about how you're 2 inches tall, but could whip the shit out of me at any moment.
For chat, because they've never seen me in real life.
This is everything he's about to say is a lie. Everything I'm about to say is a lie.
I'm 5'11" and a half. I'm not 6 foot, which is one of the banes of my existence, but I'm close. And Ethan's like 1.5 inches taller than me.
I'm 5'11" and 3/4. And Spencer, who is lying, is 5'5" on a good day. He wears high-heeled boots.
When you see me in the streets, or at a convention of some sort, because of course we'll be invited soon. Just be prepared for me not to be this guy's
finally.
Get out a tape measure, see how Spencer is 5'6" on his best day.
Yeah, get it out. That'll be the proof. And now my follow-up question. That was just the warm-up for the second question, was what animal would a witch turn you into? The real question is, if you could be any fantasy creature, what would it be? Not if a witch turned you into a fantasy creature. This is separate.
That's tough.
It's real tough. There's a lot more options that are really different. Because at the end of the day, the difference between like being a wolf and being a bear is pretty negligible. But the difference between being like a fucking dragon and being a gargoyle, huge.
I always forget that has a shockwave because I'm used to him hitting me in the face with it.
Easy to forget.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting him.
Ooh.
Nope.
I do want to say again, to the best of your ability, when you are trying to get big hits in, attack his butt. Do not attack his face. Because he does not attack behind him very much.
Yeah, every once in a while there's weird collisions, but yeah.
Well, like, Millennia all the time is flipping around and suddenly attacking behind where she was a minute ago.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Radahn's not rocking that same strat.
Correct.
Bleed him! Bleed him dry.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah,
You've asked a real bastard of a question. If we're talking 5th edition
hard.
Dungeons and Dragons, then I want to be probably a silver dragon. They go hard. They can turn into a person whenever they want. They live a super long time. They can learn magic. And I love the, which you guys, it's in a lot of my campaign. This is another truck nuts of mine. A dragon that keeps a massive library or something is I am so attached to as a trend. Like, as a trope, it's just so good.
Very fair.
My actual answer, I got asked this question in an interview, and that's why I asked it here. My answer then was a dragon as well. I didn't get into the coloration options because I was interviewing with regular people who don't play 5th edition D&D. So I just said a dragon because, and I gave some reasoning like, oh, I think that's the one I relate to because I also collect little knickknacks, and some other shit that I said. So dragon is also big on my list.
If he could just let me heal for 1 second.
If we are taking out the, like, big dog options, if you have to pick, like, a low challenge... So for those of you listening who don't know, Dungeons and Dragons monsters are sorted by challenge rating, which is how, like, many of them can fight a leveled member of a party. If we're going by challenge rating, like, low challenge rating, we're getting rid of dragons and basilisks and high-level stuff, I would love to be a goblin so much. A goblin or a kobold. Just a little rat sprinting around, I just think would be an absolute ball. I wouldn't do any of the weird stuff. I wouldn't be like a marauder. I would just have a good time being a little freak. It'd be great.
What were you doing there, Spencer?
I was seeing if I could summon Tallow or whatever his name is.
Once we got a summon off, I don't think you can again.
I wasn't sure because the one used my health and the one used mana. That was just me testing because
Gotcha.
I knew I wasn't gonna win, so I figured this would be a good test experience. If not a dragon, I'd say a flumph.
Are those the guys that can like think things into existence?
No, that's more beholders. Flumps also have psionic abilities, but Ethan has more information on them than I do. But they're like weird little weird little alien dudes with a bunch of eyes.
A flump is implied in different editions. They're a little bit different, but they are implied to be the result of the very rare instances when a beholder has a good dream.
Oh, those guys, yes.
They change color based on their emotions, I think. They can, like, retain memories. They're just friendly little, like, space jellyfish.
They do memory stuff to people or something. I like them. They float around and they have a good time. I can respect that.
So for those of you who don't know, beholders in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons are from this strange place outside of reality called the Far Realm. And because of that, beholders don't really follow the rules of the world. If a beholder dreams of something, it has a nasty habit of becoming at least a little bit real. So there's a lot of subspecies that appear around beholders, because if a beholder has a specific dream, it will conjure one of these like little impish abominations from beyond the stars.
Yeah. If I can say anything. What's that? Come on, open. Game's opening. There we go. Chef, very accurately pointed out, saying, "Holy shit, it's Ganon."
Yeah,
This feels like Ganon.
it
A lot of
really
Ganon energy.
is. Okay. Well, no, Michael, did you say your fantasy creature?
No, I didn't. I was thinking on it. I think it'd be interesting to be a sentient weapon.
Honestly, incredible to be like, yeah, I'm a cursed sword. That's sick. That's super cool.
I think that'd be an interesting life.
Ah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, but if
I
I
would
was a
wanna
cursed
feel
sword,
that.
my curse would be that you really like Sour Patch Kids. Like, it would be...
The curse
be
is
a
you have to
really-
listen to my ass. You have to hear me talk all day.
Yeah, Spencer with nothing to do... Spencer's ADHD ass with nothing to do, whispering in your ear, being like, "Hey, that guy over there's got a chili dog, and I can't stop thinking about how good it looks." It would be so
Grab that
funny.
chili dog real quick. RQ that chili dog for me.
Chef has asked what fantasy creatures y'all discussing. We're discussing if we got thrown in the world of D&D, what kind of creature would we want to like turn into? If we had
Which
to turn
creature
into
are
something?
we?
Yeah.
And the answer can't be like an elf. It's got to be a monster.
And my take was, it's either if we can have OP crazy stuff, then it's a silver dragon. If we can't, then it's a gerblin or a kobold. I relate to both profoundly.
And my answer was also dragon. Hey. And if not a dragon, a flumph. A flumph. Flumph. And Michael, you were
A sentient weapon.
sentient weapon. And I did say I'd like to change my answer to sentient weapon after hearing Michael's. That's so good.
I saved my mimic.
in the mix.
I'm hoping.
Oh no!
Follow
He
up
jumped in the air. I
question.
could not see where he went.
Now that we have our fantasy creatures picked out, which fantasy creature do you think would be the least well equipped to survive in modern day Earth? What do you think would just get absolutely destroyed? And then the follow up beyond that is, which do you think is the best equipped to survive in modern day Earth?
I'd say best. Oh, sorry, you first.
My answer for least equipped is unfortunately sad. I think a dryad would live for about 13 milliseconds before being killed by pollution instantaneously.
That's just true. Damn, he just got me.
Ooh, nice.
Don't
dodge.
kiss me.
how does that hit me no matter where I am standing in relation to Radahn? No matter where I am, that ability hits me all the same.
That pretty much one-shot me. Oh.
Yeah, it did. I will say,
Oh.
Michael, you get you have a little bit of a habit of when the shadows go after somebody else, you stop paying attention to Radahn. Make sure that you keep an eye out, because he can go for anybody in the circle.
Yeah, he loves going for me on that.
Ruin that time.
Chef has said I'd be a Pathfinder version of Bodak.
Oh, whoa!
I don't know what Bodak is.
Bodaks are like the demon, like those death demons with the like big tatters and the giant mouths. That's terrifying.
Very cool too, though.
I know. I just want to know what's going on in Chef's day to day that they're a Bodak, unless there's a Pathfinder is something else.
No, I pulled up Bodak Pathfinder. That thing's scary. I like it. I respect it. It's a big pull. Lower than half.
Yeah, it's good. That's
Below
step
half.
yet.
Yet this run, we did get him down to like a quarter one.
Yes, we did.
I think least well equipped, probably like kobolds. That I feel like they would just get annihilated by modern weaponry. They'd be like, "Oh, what the hell is that?" And they'd be gone. That's
Uno
it.
reverse. Kobolds could go get guns.
That's true.
And then you just have 1,000, and then you have hundreds of thousands of tunneling idiots with weapons.
Leave me alone. I wasn't even the first one in here.
He
Bro.
is just ignoring the rest of us.
I'm dead. I think the best equipped would probably be what's the name of the dwarves that live underground and are evil?
A Duragar.
The Duragar. I think they'd be the most well equipped. I think that they would find themselves in strong positions of employment.
I think that psychic dwarves would find themselves quickly being an asset to the U.S. military.
Yeah. Yeah. So they'd be good.
The real answer is, what would the U.S. government want to use, but not want to experiment on?
Yeah.
So many things.
Because they just go like, oh, these are just weird people.
Because if you pick something that can be invisible, then you're like, well, they're going to cut me apart. Like, I'm going to get dissected by weird scientists. You need to be just useful enough that they would let you exist, but not so useful that they would cut you open.
So sad. But also true. He almost stomped on your ass.
Yeah. This Pathfinder said two things. Anything killed by a Bodak, killed by its gaze attack is turned into a Bozak in 24 hours. Make your own friends.
I see. So more of a social butterfly option than anything else. You're just trying to get some boys.
He also said Durgar are the wrong answer to most rival because of fracking.
True. They would incidentally be destroyed via fracking.
Yes.
That's fair.
For my answers, I think most well-equipped mimics. I think mimics would be every house would have mimics.
I watched that show you recommended to me. They kept talking about fracking. I thought you said it was like a fantasy show. It was really weird.
Yeah, fantasy fracking.
Double F.
They just got their asses kicked by a giant Ganondorf and talked about fracking, and I don't...
A double.
I don't know what the vibe is there.
What are they on?
Everything.
Live,
Spencer.
I was so close.
I saw.
I gotta be real with you. My cat is just licking my knee right now. And I would like for him to stop, but I cannot.
He's being supportive. Your dumbass mimic, Michael.
What did he do?
He just did the crit attack on him.
Oh.
Get him, boys!
I tell you what, we're making it through phase 1.
You might. Oh, there we go.
Start running to the side.
No! It had to be me.
Yeah, you gotta run left and back a little bit.
Yeah, I was already in a really bad spot for it. I had to dodge a weird way to get away from the first bit.
Let's go.
1 hit away.
Damn.
I dodge straight to the left, and then when it's down to the last few asteroids, I jump, and that gets me through. I'll skip.
I still gotta think at least well equipped. And like I think least well equipped vampires. Especially in COVID times. No one's inviting a vampire in.
Yeah, that's actually really... We all know. We know your Gambit. You're not gonna get past. That's hilarious.
Chef said, best equipped, the False Hydra.
False Hydras aren't a canonical D&D monster.
False Hydras were homebrewed. But... You know, I don't even know if I agree. I feel like a False Hydra wouldn't, because it would get out when people stop texting, and then that town would get nuked.
A False Hydra a False Hydra is defeated by one single deaf tenant in your whole town. One deaf guy beats every False Hydra, goes and starts ASLing, there's a big monster, and then goes and buys a grenade, and we're done with. I think False Hydra would be interesting. I think there's a sweet spot. I think if it's like 1845, False Hydra will consume the world.
Oh my god.
Sometime around the 1950s, the efficacy of the False Hydra drops just astronomically. You know what the real problem would be? Spencer would be the thing to defeat the False Hydra, because he'd be in the grocery store with headphones on and would be like, ah! because he had AirPods in.
I'm always AirPodding. He gets me that move every time. I gotta get used to that move.
I have to start dodging that purple first swing better.
The first swing is weird.
Get him, boys!
Ow, what?
Bleed proc's almost there.
Nope. I got hit by the first one, couldn't run.
Nalu, no! Nice.
Chef loves the idea. He wanted to use a False Hydra in his next campaign, and now he's 100% using a deaf per NPC. But everyone's just gonna think he's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
the biggest
already
problem,
an outcast or whatever.
I love the idea of the False Hydra. It requires your players to be cool with a certain amount of, I announce that you take damage and I don't explain why, that I have rarely found. So that's going to be the real tightrope walk, Chef. I'm curious to hear how it goes if we are still your one of your RPG streams of choice when you give it a whirl, because we've tried in like one-shots and home games to do False Hydra things a few times, and it's just hard to get over that initial bump of like, what does combat look like? How does it not turn into just killing it the first time you encounter it? Which is kind of interesting. I've heard some really fun stuff, though, and especially if your group really likes to roleplay and doesn't mind a little bit of mechanical haze, they'll have a blast with you saying, like, you used to have a sixth member. Like, you know, you can really clock in with a lot of that stuff, assuming your group is the kind that would be down for it. If I tried that with our group, I don't know if Chef watches the other streams, Stefan would ask me 95 questions and then cast True Resurrection off of the mental image he has, and then I'd be like, all right, whatever.
An idea. What do you think a warlock whose patron is a False Hydra would look like?
I mean, the larger issue would be, I don't know what magical powers a False Hydra gives you at all. right? They don't really do magic. I think that it would probably be based in a lot of enchantment magic and a lot of like memory. So I'm thinking of spells like Modify Memory, obviously. Gift of Gab would be a really good example of this same thing. And a lot of enchantment style like Charm Person. I think it would be weirdly similar to people, to like Fey Warlocks.
That's pretty fun.
In terms of what abilities they get, it would just be, you know, it would be really fun. You'd get a bunch of really good abilities for like a spy character to make it so that people like can't remember your face. They remember that you were there, but they don't remember any significant details about you, kind of deal.
Oh my god, I didn't even see you die.
Oh yeah,
I was wondering where you were.
he wrecked me with his meteor attack.
I think I threaded that.
No, solid.
She said that he's played with this group for about 7 years. It helps to have the developed like trust ahead of time, which I totally agree.
I think any 7-year game is going to be able to handle it. That's a pretty important little bit of additional info.
It was funny too. We've had our group for how long? It's probably been 7-ish years now, 6-ish years.
4 years.
Has it only
Or
been 4?
maybe.
Yeah.
God,
And that's including
I fully thought it was
before-
longer than that.
No. That was it was my last year. It was going into the last year of my grad program.
Skip
so
this
4 years.
nonsense.
Skip. You got this. Oh, let's go.
Well, I only have one choice, and that's to go max HP.
Nice.
It's alright, me and
Come on, Mimic. He's just whooping his ass. Nice. He's gonna try and give you a kiss, I can tell.
He didn't. He did not.
A kiss of the blade.
You misled me. I get to blame Spencer for that loss.
I love the False Hydra. I do want to say that. I've done a couple one-shots, and for me, it was always about the RP. If your players are RP heavy instead of combat heavy, or even exploration heavy over roleplay heavy, you can do a lot of fun stuff with it. But having a good grasp on your group, which after 7 years of playing together, you definitely have, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. What it doesn't work with is a bunch of murder hobos.
Doesn't work at all, because they go, what the hell's going on here? Crazy guy, I guess I'll kill him. And then they leave. Get him!
Oh.
Damn. Oh my god!
He was gonna get back up. I did what had to be done.
Bleed Brock, let's go.
Spencer, glad to see you survived that.
By the hair on my chin.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah!
All right.
We all
Let's
made it to
go.
phase 2. Let's just jump his ass this time. We're
Let's
all
go.
gonna sprint at him the entire time.
Let's get as dumb as we can go and just see what happens.
Come on! Oh!
I
see.
found what happens.
He's kissing!
Michael gets touched, and you die.
Maybe as dumb as we can go isn't the best move, but dumb nevertheless I think was good.
Get dumb, but be standing behind Radahn when you get dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
No!
Smooch, get over here, Michael.
I'm ready.
The minute he puts me down.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah, you got him on the second one though. That's what matters. God, this is a cool fight. That's the worst part. It is cool.
Oh, it's super cool.
The worst part is that it is cool, but it is also a pretty gnarly artificial difficulty fight, right?
Yeah.
It breaks the rules Elden Ring has set up to this point, and then just gives him 20 million health, and goes, "That's fun, right?" Like, I was
cool,
having fun about 55 attempts ago. Right now, I'm having fun hanging out with my friends and talking to them. We could be playing fucking Animal Crossing, and I'd be having the same experience that I'm having right now.
Do you think that it would be demoralizing or more funny if we had had a counter going of how many times Radahn has killed us?
Funny.
I think funny, but it seems like Ethan thinks demoralizing.
I think it would be funny for like an hour. And then I think it
Yeah.
would just keep going up, and eventually we would all have, I would say, a pretty personal and uncomfortable reaction after a little while.
Maybe for a little bit, and then it gets funnier. It's like our mimic, or not our mimic, our changeling idea.
God, I love the Changeling. I'm mad the Changeling didn't show up more times.
I love the fucking changeling.
I would have done another 5 arcs if it just meant that he could keep showing up. So go ahead, explain it to the audience in case they don't know.
For our viewers who didn't watch the several hundred episodes of Theros that we played, the changeling was a creature of my own creation, kind of, who was like the son of one of the gods, so he was a demigod. And he could transform into anyone or anything, essentially, at command. So he could turn into, like, a dragon, or an ent, or whatever. But I made him an enemy of the party, because his goals were just the opposite of theirs, so he would show up. But every time they'd show up to a new town, there was always the thought that it could be the changeling that's doing whatever the bad thing is there. Because when demigods died, they just came back. So the changeling could legitimately be any of the good guys or bad guys in any town they approached. And it happened about 4 times that the changeling was around doing dumb bullshit.
It eventually turned into my character continually when we got to new places being like, "Hey, really quick, you haven't had like a weird new guy with like a serpent theme and a name like Calvorian or Valcoronax. Like, you haven't had any of that, have you? Because we might be able to nip this problem in the bud before it even starts, if you've had..." Is there a new chancellor to the king named Kyverion, and like he has a scepter that's a snake, and...
Somebody's talking different than they normally do. They're saying some weird stuff.
Oh.
Anything. And shockingly, it was more often than not. It was him, whispering sweet, bad nothings into sour nothings, I guess, into the ears of the people in whatever town they were going to. And I thought it was hilarious. So, recurring enemy that can be anyone was one of my master strokes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
What do you
going
do?
to say this.
What do you do? What do you do for that? What do you do for that? Miyazaki, what do you do for that?
Guard.
Bloodhound step.
I'm going to do an all-hit run. I'm going to switch into my heaviest armor.
You run into the swings.
I'm doing it. I'm going to do an all-hit run right now.
I know we already did a bio break because we were having some tech difficulties. I need to pee so bad. So if we can take like a 3, I'll be good to go.
Yeah, let's take our official bio break here. So for those of you watching, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Yeah, that's it. Catch you in a few.
See you then. We're back.
We're back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
What up, everyone?
Sorry about that.
I have purposefully over-encumbered myself to have as much poison defense as possible, and we're just gonna see. We're gonna do an all-hit run.
I was gonna say, Chef also said that he did that with Strahd in his Strahd campaign with the mimics. Not mimics. Wow. With like the changeling,
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
who's always Strahd or Thrall.
I did one where Strahd made a clone of Irina's brother. What the fuck that guy's name is? I've forgotten at this point. It's been a little
Izran
while.
Kolyanovich.
Yeah. Made a clone of him, so that way the party had already befriended him and like were aiding him. So at that point, huge. They just trusted him. So this clone arrived and he had locked up his mark. So then the party had to rescue him from his castle and figure out that it was a clone. It was very fun. Well,
That was a fun little arc. Wow, that Poland got me.
that was a legendary run from Radahn.
Yeah.
one after another. Oh, and then sticking us on the crotch shot.
Huge.
Always
All right.
appreciated.
Let's do a little Tish and respec run, and then come back to this. I'm gonna hop on the Googles. I'm gonna pick up a larval tier. Last time I had to go kill a lobster.
Nice.
We'll see what I have to do this time.
Chef has said he ran much stronger Strahd than usual. It didn't feel like him being a hit and run big bad really suited him in the history, which is very fair.
I've seen that. Oh, go ahead.
We did a very cool. Spencer did a very cool thing where the much stronger Strahd part was a piece that was kind of cut out of him. Vampire, yes. And that was very fun. And it made Strahd feel unique.
And it wasn't my own creation. I stole it from Ethan.
Yeah.
I just said, I like that.
In an earlier game that we had played, sorry, 1 second. I'm trying to find one of these locations here.
While you find that location, I'm going to say this. Anybody who's watching right now, commenting, lurking, etc., if you aren't already subscribed or following us on Twitch or YouTube or TikTok, please do so. We appreciate it. We're still building up the channel, so all those things make a big difference. Also, like the video, share it with your friends and family, etc. Stream. It's not a video. So that's my shout out. Anyway.
Yeah, if you subscribe right now, you will be our 150th YouTube subscriber.
Twitch, we're at like 30.
It's like I think last week it was like 31, 32 followers on Twitch.
Nice. So we appreciate it.
If you go to YouTube, we appreciate everyone here.
We post D&D and TTRPG content. We do this stream, we do 2 other streams, and we post a bunch of short form and long form content for like DM advice and whatnot. So check it out. That's all. Ethan, go ahead.
It's so bold of you to assume that any part of me remembers what I was talking about. What was
I think it was about Wampir.
Yeah, so there was this older concept from some of the earlier versions of Ravenloft and the Shadowfell in general that Vampire was one of these sort of dark gods of those outer worlds. And so the thought was, because we were wanting, I don't know, we'd had a lot of straight up and down bad guy villains in a couple of like campaigns and mini campaigns in a row, that I thought it'd be interesting if Strahd had some reason to be doing what he's doing other than being a huge asshole.
Yeah.
And so his main reason was just, as long as he stayed in Barovia, Vampire was stuck in Barovia. And if he ever left, Vampire could leave with him. And Vampire was this like massive CR-24 bat god that you guys were never meant to fight. You did end up fighting and killing him in a long trend of bosses that I made to not be fought just for my own fun, that you guys then proceed to fight and kill.
Next up is Titania.
It's just
very
there you go, 150. Thank you very much, Chef. We highly appreciate
Get it,
it.
Chef.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that making unkillable enemies is always fun because then we get to try and kill it.
Um,
I'm running over to Tish right now, so you guys can join.
I was gonna say if you know where she is exactly, I know she's in the plateau. But
I'm trying to find.
I jumped to my death like a dullard.
Ooh.
Of course. So I'm gonna retry that real quick.
To the east of Ogheel Lake South. Okay. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm just trying to find this thing.
Yeah, you're good. I'm hoping to find a site of grace nearby this so you guys can get to it quickly and easily. But who knows? Oh, there's a dragon there.
Ooh, I love a good dragon.
I do, but not when it's boosted with like 8 billion times health.
And you're by yourself?
Yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't you be? That's weird.
I'm not a big fan, personally.
Not a huge.
All right, while we're going around, ow, took an arrow there. I guess I can propose my questions.
Yeah, hit us.
Yeah, great.
So, yeah, remember really quick. All right, the one that's semi-similar, to something Spencer brought up. If you could put any game mechanic into a tabletop, like a video game mechanic that's unique to it, into a tabletop, what would it be?
Ooh.
I think I very much, it's who I am. I think like a Pokemon tabletop, like catching things, monster taming. I think that'd be very cool in a tabletop kind of mechanic. Hard to do, don't know how it'd work, but it could be fun.
There's a couple of D&D items that are sort of tangentially related to what you're talking about that I think actually would work really well. It's always fun to give players love a summon more than they love almost anything else in D&D. And so if you can give them a good way to interact with that, it is almost always a pretty great joy.
I'm going to rescind a former
Definitely.
comment that I made that Dresden Files is the one that I'd make a TTRPG for. That's not true. The one I would make a TTRPG for is not Need for Speed, fucking Fast and Furious. I would make Fast and Furious the TTRPG. What would it look like? I couldn't tell you. Would it be good? Probably not.
Have you gotten a chance to watch Dimension 20's new season, Never Stop Blowing Up?
No, didn't even know that there was one and it was called that.
So whatever you're doing, actually, this is unfortunate. It's rare. I'm going to give you this instruction. I'm going to need you to hang up the call, drop off the stream. An invention of Brendan Lee Mulligan and the other lead designers' own mind was an action hero RPG called Never Stop Blowing Up, and it was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my entire life. And it is fantastic and unbelievable from beginning to end. It's Ifiwadiwe. Oh gosh, I can't even remember who was on it because it was that good. Yeah, it is.
They were their characters.
It is really pretty incredible. So I highly recommend giving that a gander when you get a chance because Ifiwadiwe's character is a joke on the Fast and Furious franchise.
Nice.
And it's maybe some of the most fun, like absolute chaos, no logic TTRPG playing I've ever seen in my life.
So good. I do want to clarify, if I could, I would make the first TTRPG, Fast and Furious. It is a racing, small criminal enterprise Blades in the Dark style game.
Oh, there you
Mostly it's
go.
about racing, but the secondary thing is about like stealing cars or whatever the
And
fuck.
what I love about that is also you would need to have some kind of mechanic where it was like each day of adventuring you have to put less cars in and more adventure in until eventually you capture that like because eventually you get to like Hobbs and Shaw and it's like we're
Yes.
stopping nukes from a cyborg Idris Elba and it's like what the fuck are you doing? You'd need to try to capture that, so you would have to have a mechanic where it's like each session must have less car chases than the previous session until finally you're just stealing submarines or whatever.
And see that was going to be the expansion. That's where I was going to go. Was so the first one is Fast and Furious. The expansion would be like Too Fast, Too Furious, which is also their second one, and that's where we get into the Hobbs and Shaw style. Like now there's an evil cult that's gonna blow up the world or whatever they do in the later Fast and Furious movies. I just think that it would be so fun and funny to play a Fast and Furious game. So that is my answer to your question and my question that was posed about 2 hours ago.
Cool. Chef said mechanic he would like in a TTRPG is the Iron Flask.
The Iron Flask.
I'm trying to think of what the Iron Flask is.
Is that
I'm
from
gonna pull
Baldur's
up.
Gate 3, the thing with a spectator in it? Crazy
If so,
pull,
I
if I'm
don't-
right.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Clarify for us the Iron Flask. I'm looking up Iron Flask video game. Just to keep you guys informed of how my Google searching goes. Yeah, Iron Flask, Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep, it holds a spectator. Yep.
Did I? Wow, chapter and verse. There you go, guys.
Nailed it.
Do you believe in miracles?
He said not as much as that's what he wants in the game. Just it's like Pokemon mechanic.
Oh, I
yeah.
see.
Yes.
That's yours. That's cool.
That does make
Guessing
a
I
lot
can
of
kill
sense.
Tishalone.
Well, people are watching me run around in circles and get nothing done at all, so I'm gonna have to look for a different larval tier somewhere.
I would love to be able to open my map, but I have something that just keeps on shooting their arrow at me. So I think I'm just gonna kill them. There we go. Never mind. Speed. Ow.
Oh, I can buy one from Pydia. All right. I just want to give
Nice.
a personal thank you to Stream for watching me fart around and get nothing done for a little while. I want you to know that I empathize with you having to do that. We must have already killed the thing that I was looking for, so I'm gonna have to do this another way, which is all good. I have to run down here and do a little jumping puzzle, and then I can join you guys. And I'm about to die. I lived. Unbelievable. 60 vigor going strong. That was pretty solid. Okay.
Me and my
I'm gonna-
mimic have got Black Knife Tish, so don't worry about it.
I
Do you have a spawn for that, Spence?
No, the closest one was
accidentally
whatever
summoned
that-
my mimic, which is fun.
I don't remember the name of it.
So
I would
what-
recommend looking it up because I'm fighting Black Knife Tish and I can't
Oh, okay.
look.
I'm trying to think of what game mechanic I would steal. My favorite, probably one of my favorite game mechanics of all time, the Blades in the Dark flashback.
Ooh.
Trade stress to go back in time and make yourself have already done something is
I
one of
do
my
love
favorite
that.
mechanics in anything ever.
Mm.
It's just incredible. And we had a lot of fun with it. Blades in the Dark is kind of a hard game to stream. We've tried to run some version of the like Blades in the Dark thing personally, and it it goes okay. I would not say it is a perfect experiment every time, but I do get a lot of joy out of it. I don't think you can help but have a pretty good time playing that game. It's pretty fun right down to the
Yeah.
bones. in a
I
way that
agree.
not everything is. You know what I mean? It's very snappy, very fast paced. Not all the mechanics blend together 100% perfect, but what truly what is perfect? Other than
Michael, when
our
you
streams.
find the warp locale,
Mhm.
um, you need to run like straight towards it to not fall off the cliff.
I'm selling
But
some trash.
I'm kinda whooping it. As long as you guys get it for me killing it, that'd be pretty
We
lame.
should.
I'm pretty sure you will.
I'm just still goofing around over here. I'll be with you.
Nice.
I'm
This
trying
is
to
really
find a
making me feel better
location.
about Radahn.
Yeah, it's important to remember how truly out we are of what is the sort of normal playing experience. Alright, I'm running over. Me and chat are going to talk to a person about a larval tier.
Nice.
Alright, my second question. If you could add a class to Dungeons and Dragons, what do you think is missing from the world of D&D? Like what fantasy trope, what fun like fantasy character style do you think isn't in 5th edition that you think is sorely missed that you would like to see
Ooh.
more of?
Sorry, say that one again. I was trying to
What
find.
class do you think 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons is missing? And bear in mind, included in that is the thought of what. Oh goodness gracious!
I got
What
killed.
trope is missing? Like what character class, what style of thing do you feel like should be in the world that just isn't?
As much as they try, I think they're missing. They've relegated this to a background option, which I think would be better suited as a character. Is like the noble or the leader, something like that. That archetype, where they've got like, oh, inspiring speech from this character, or a bunch of random junk. I think dedicating a tactician class would be cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of precedent for it from like Lord
some
of the
earlier
Rings and all
editions had
those.
like the War Master as one of their key sort of groupings. I think that's a pretty solid one. I think that would be pretty fun.
I'm frozen fighting Electo, so whenever you get here, Michael,
You're
she'll basically-
frozen?
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm just sitting here.
Oh, I
He's almost
am
dead.
in the realm, I think, but I
Did
don't
you
know
look up
it's
where it is?
exactly. Yeah, I can't open my well, the dragon's probably gonna kill me. I just don't know where it is exactly because I don't have a compass. I can't open my map.
That's funny because I can. Spencer, I'm headed right to you.
All right, you can't open your map.
I cannot. I think it's because I warp close enough to the fighting zone.
I see. It is northeast from that.
Oh, I
that
see
corner.
Ethan. Directions don't really help because I don't have a compass.
Oh, the compass doesn't pop up either. Strange.
It's all good. We're heading up.
Hey,
Cool.
you guys are close enough now that
Um,
it jumped to your POV.
Sweet. Chef said direct Cavalier class specific
Yeah.
for mounted combat. There's fighter stuff, but it's meh.
So we've got a
Very, very-
Cavalier from Chat. I love that. Spencer hitting us with the noble, sort of leaning into the skills of what you would hope that the kind of leadership inspiration character. So kind of like again that sort of battle master, war master character that can encourage their troops to do more bold, audacious, and interesting things. I think that's pretty solid. Michael, I fear we went the wrong way at the bend back there. Let's double back. Michael, do you have a thought on what class?
I'm trying to think about it. I don't know yet. Um, the thought, like the entertainer, but we have a bard, but I don't know, something more than that.
I think that's fair. Oh, I see Spencer's dead body.
Hey.
Sorry.
You know that tells me where to go. Yeah,
It
so
definitely helped.
so a non-magical entertaining character, right? Something that's not based in like casting spells, but instead on being just sort of visually interesting. I think that's really neat. I think that could
There
be
it
super
is.
Nice.
fun. Oh, bad news, buddy.
Brambles.
You guys are gonna have to kill yourselves.
All right.
I can
Brambles
see
in the
her
chat.
swinging. That's the funniest part.
Nice. Imagine. Oh, let's see. There we go. That works.
Like lemmings.
And hopefully,
game crash.
Brambles said imagining options for RP non-combat for summoner would be fun too. Unseen servants in an array of functions and styles.
Spencer, did you say your game crashed?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm rebooting now.
I'm still in your world, I think.
No?
I don't know if we are because I don't see you, Ethan.
Oh, okay, so probably not then.
Moving in now.
Actually, wait a minute. It might be straight up easier for each of us to go independently fight Black Knight Tish. Or do you want to womp them
I
together?
was so close. I was so close to beating her by myself on this 300%.
Okay, so we'll join up.
Cool.
Okay. I'm spawning.
And then
I'm spawning.
I
Excuse
will
me?
be spawning.
I'm opening. I opened.
Brambles all said maybe the Revealer is the class title for the non-magical bard.
Ooh.
I like it. I like it.
Is it the Reveler?
The
Or
Reveler.
the
Yeah, the
Revealer?
Reveler for sure.
I'm sorry.
I think Revealer is a cool name for a different class, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like a Lore Master of some sort. A Psychic Lore Master.
That'd be interesting. Chef also said they fell in love with the Witch and Pathfinder.
Oh, the Witch is so good.
I don't know the Witch. It's good. A good catch. Catch all for the casters with utility.
Yep.
You know something that's interesting. I don't know if either you guys know about the game. Oh, I just spawned here. Nice. Ashes of Creation. Do you
I don't
guys?
know.
That is. It is a. Well, you guys didn't. All right. You guys did animations. I didn't.
Oh.
But it is a new MMO that isn't out yet. Should be probably a year or two. They are very big on multi-classing though. The game, you start out with your main class, which cannot change, and then you get to choose your secondary class at like level 25. And secondary can change, but it's it's every primary class can be the second class. So you have a bard who can also be a summoner, but also it could be bard with a tank, or bard as a as mage or rogue. And they gave names to every single one of the combinations.
That's fun.
It's super cool.
That's kind of like Octopath Traveler.
I don't know that game.
It was really big. I never played it, but I've seen gameplay.
I tried to play it. I want to be super clear. I could not get into the game at all, but people loved it.
I saw a lot of streams of it.
Gotcha. And there's also fun where you can be your primary and secondary classes can be the same. So you have mage,
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff like that.
The super mage.
Mm. And I think for that one specifically, it's like
Well done,
if you
boys.
choose those, nice. You get to be archmage.
And a
There's
cheeky
a-
80,000 runes for our trouble.
Woo.
I think it's a very cool concept that hasn't been put into a lot of games.
You know what it's kind of
Um,
like is specializations in Pathfinder. Pathfinder has you take you can take like bits of other classes and things that are pretty well linked up. I
mhm.
think it's definitely interesting. I like the concept of the two attributes that you pull from defining your class a little bit. I think is always kind of an exciting way to handle that same situation, to just sort of think of another way for the same thing to kind of function.
Yeah.
Okay. So keep in mind, Black Knife Tish is another one that needs like 130 some odd FP. So I'm going to just switch around my Wondrous Physic, but there are a couple of other options you could do as well.
Yep. Here I got the list pulled up. The class or the base/secondary classes are fighter, tank, rogue, ranger, mage, summoner, cleric, bard.
Delineating tank and fighter is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk to Eleonora.
If you are a tank first and then fighter, you're a knight. But
Yeah,
if you
hell
are
yeah.
a fighter first and then a tank, you're a dreadnought.
That goes crazy style.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of very cool things.
Excuse me.
Some of my favorite stuff were like the summoners.
I don't have any early Ghost Gloveworts.
Mm.
Whoopsie.
So if you are a summoner first, then cleric, you're deemed a necromancer.
Good
Who do
gravy.
we buy these from?
The lady.
I see.
The maidens.
I see.
If you are, if you're a summoner and then tank, you're a blood warden.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Chat just watched me buy the wrong stuff.
Oh.
Blessings.
I might have just done the exact same thing.
Did you just buy somber smithing stones instead of ghost gloveworts?
No. I was buying gloveworts, but I could have bought grave instead of ghost. And now I can't talk to her.
Just
Again,
fast travel.
for chat, we talked about this last time. This mod that we're using, the multiplayer mod, is incredible. It makes this game fresh and fun in a way that base game isn't after the first playthrough. There are problems, like we can't talk with this woman. There's some stuff like that, but it's to be expected. It's a mod.
Yes. So it's ghost grave
Ghost Glovewort.
Ghost Glovewort.
But I don't have any fives, so I
don't have any fives either.
I'm stalled. I need.
Tell me when it's okay. Tell me when it's okay for me to fast travel back. I don't want to screw somebody else up. That
right
is
now.
it.
You're good.
I'm gonna do.
I also need 5 and 6. And the max. Oh, great. And I need the max great ghost glove wort.
That I don't know. I might have one. I could take a peek.
Bramble said Battle Scrying would be cool. And Chef has said an alchemist as a specific class would be pretty neat.
That would be
neat. There really aren't alchemists.
There's the artificer alchemist subclass, but
it's not.
They tried to do they tried to do way too much with the artificer. It should have been separate. The artificer should have been constructing mechs and constructs, etc. Having it also do alchemy was just a weird shot in the dark because they didn't want to make a whole nother class for it.
Yes.
So I agree. I do agree. All right. I'm gonna look up where to get 5s and 6s.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Noxtella Eternal City. which is
The
by
below ground.
yeah, Einzel River. I don't think we ever went there, which is a bummer.
I
There it
was
is.
there.
I got it. Supposedly we can find it in Noxtella, guarded by silver tears with shields in the corner of a small room. So I'm gonna just sprint around until I find that. I'm bringing chat with me. Hey, chat.
I'm running there as well. No guarantees I didn't already take it. No guarantees on that.
We would have it. If you had taken it, we would have it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, is it the bearing or is it
The bearing.
the? Okay, yeah. Then no, I didn't take it. I thought you were talking about just an individual flower.
No. Because then we gotta find like 9 of them. That's nothing.
Yeah. I'm going up there with you. I'm trying to think of other cool classes that would be fun. I feel like for all the flack that Wizards gets, they have done a pretty good job of covering a lot of the main bases
Yeah.
with 5. Now, here's another
Got
question for you. Is there one... Hell yeah. Is there one class that you would get rid of?
Sorcerer.
Is there any class? You just nick Sorcerer.
Really?
It doesn't do anything different. And it bothers me. If they want Sorcerer to be different, they should make it different. I think 5.5 has done a pretty good job of differentiating between the two, and so I think they're headed in the right direction, but for the most part, when I was first engaging with it, I was just like, this is just the same. Like, it's just a wizard with fewer spells and meta magic, and that's it. Like, that's the only difference. And I didn't really care for it too much.
Fair.
They're moving in the right direction, but I would almost rather there just be the mage. And one of the subclasses for mage is a wizard, you studied magic, and a different subclass is a sorcerer, your magic was gifted to you, is something I would sort of lean into. I am sure loads of people would disagree with me on that, but I really do think that would be a stronger choice.
Gotcha. Where did you guys go for that 5?
You
can go buy them now.
Daring, so we're good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can just buy them now.
I would... This is going to be really controversial, and I don't even know if I agree with it, but I'm going to say it anyways.
Okay.
I think that clerics and paladins are similar enough that they should have just made them holy people and then made it be a subclass division to go, this, you're going to be a strong one or you're going to be a more magical one.
Now there's a
That's
fight.
a stance. Yeah.
Does anybody have like a shadow rune or something? Because I'm gonna have to sell a bunch more shit, and I'm hoping to not have to.
Yeah, I've got runes. Let me see what I got.
Oh wait, I can sell. Let me sell Mesmer's set. I don't need that shit.
So the Ghost Glow warts, we can only buy 5 of those, just so you know.
I've also got a bunch of remembrances I haven't burned.
You what? I'd burn those.
Yeah. So I'm gonna buy 5 and 6. There we go. Nice. Michael, do you have any hot takes on a class you would remove?
I don't think so. I like them all.
Come on. There's nothing?
No, I'm trying to think of it. I like...
Come on. Do it. Give in to the dark side. Admit it.
Wizards!
Right.
Let your hate flow through.
Just get rid of magic.
I think
I could hear a compelling case for ditching fighter. I could hear a case for being like, what are you doing?
it's so non-specific.
See,
I think thematically, the one that I would remove if I were wizards would be monks. I'm not saying I don't like monks. I like monks very much. But it's just so rooted in a weird reality that doesn't fit with the fantasy setting that I think they really need to reevaluate. And I think they're trying to. in the new 2024 Player's Handbook, but I think they should just be like, no, we need to do this fresh. We need to come up with a different way of explaining this class. So if I were wizards, that's the one I'd get rid of. Me personally, I love monks.
I don't understand why all they would need to do is change it to like, and this would confuse some people, but is true. If you changed it to the martial artist,
yeah,
then it wouldn't need to be a weird Orientalist nightmare anymore. Like, it could just be that you trained with not using weapons or something like that. Or the pugilist, if you wanted to shoot specifically for Western medieval fantasy, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But assuming...
Or
right,
you could say, like, Templar or something. The person that protects the temples. It doesn't need to be Orientalist at that point. It's just they're drawing from that. And it's a little unfortunate. So if I were them, that's when I'd change.
For people who don't know, Orientalism is a specific reference to a theory of paintings of like vaguely Eastern crumbling empires that came out at about the same time that, you know, England was trying to really lay claim to the Roman Empire. They did that juxtaposition a lot. And then later, American movies that let you know that the world is different and has ended because now there is Asian culture faceted into Western culture. There is this huge trend of stuff like Blade Runner where it's like, you can tell it's dystopian because the ads are in Chinese. And it's like, you didn't think about the optics of this at all.
Whoa. Yeah.
I am back at Radahn. I'm ready when you guys are.
Nice.
I still got some time. I think, gun against my head, get rid of rogue, make it a subclass of either monk or fighter.
Wow.
Maddest I've ever been.
Wild move.
I have to
More
hard
controversial
disagree.
than my take.
That's fine.
The only one I've disagreed with. Interesting.
I've never been a rogue player.
Well, there is, of course, Ethan's significant other who only plays rogue. But otherwise...
That's just because it's the only class she has ever played.
Yeah, me personally, this is going to be another follow-up. I don't like playing rogue. It's not my preferred play style. It's not the way that I enjoy D&D. So I don't get as big of a... I don't get the thrill that a lot of people get with rogues. If you removed it for me, it wouldn't make any difference to me playing D&D because I will never play a rogue, almost assuredly.
I have a very strong belief that, Spencer, you would very much enjoy the rogue if you would... you cannot play the rogue like a fighter and then be like, why don't I understand the rogue? Like,
so weird.
It's a very different angle.
It's just not my game.
Question: are you guys just going to +9s?
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah,
great...
I don't. It will take us forever to go find a bunch of...
That's fine. Just making sure.
And we'll see how it goes with +9. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be great.
We're going to get them first try, obviously.
I'm going to port.
Are we 10 or 10:30 this evening, gents?
Hit him with a smooth 10-15.
10:15.
Cool.
Not going to be necessary when we kill Radahn in one try, though.
10:15. Let me translate that into what it usually means. Spencer's going to say 10:15, and then we're going to play until 10:30. Okay, cool, great, good to know.
Yeah, I say it so we can manage our expectations.
And also because if you say 10:30, we're going to end up playing until 10:45, and then it's going to be a whole mess.
Which one is it? The Divine Gate front staircase?
Yeah. Just said that by his play made the Predator. When he ran Strahd, it was a Ranger Artificer. So you get the shoulder weapon from the Artificer class.
That's fun. All right.
Scary.
Come on, folks. Let's do this.
All right, I've got Tish ready.
And I went lead, so we're going to get less stuns.
Come on, Tish, get his ass.
Tish is out.
Yo! These Tishes are going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Tish.
One Tish down. Two Tishes down.
Tishes down. still huge damage when they were alive. Bleed them, boys! Three Tisha's down.
Nice.
Well,
All right.
I
Did you
did
go
die.
down?
It's down to you two. I think here's our maneuver. We whoop Radon's ass, just us three in phase 1. This starts. We insta-summon 3 Tishas.
Yeah.
And they hammer in that whatever damage it is. Rot. I don't know what she does.
I believe it's rot.
No, it's not rot. You got it.
Really?
We're just baseless here. No, they stole the rune of death when they helped Ronnie kill Godwin. So they all have the same shit that Malekith does. So it does passive damage and it reduces the max HP, but that will heal back if you take too long. So the mainly thing we get from them is that arcane passive fire damage.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm skipping.
Skip this. Skip
Go-
this.
Go for it.
I don't want it.
Goodbye.
Ooh.
It was a good first one back. You know what I mean? We got him to second phase.
I don't like how little damage I do.
Yeah.
I'm used to
That's
doing
the
like
downside to the bleed.
1,200 on a hit, and I'm doing like 4 or 5, and I'm like, come on.
Nice
Nice
dodge.
dodge.
Thank you.
Not
Not
could
nice
use
dodge.
improvement.
Yeah, a little polish on it. I like backseat gaming when I died in like 15 seconds. No, I would have dodged that. Me, guy like me, I'd dodge that.
It's funny watching Michael play solo is mainly watching somebody just find openings to heal.
Yep.
He's memorizing his patterns.
I'm trying to.
This time for sure.
So save Teachies for that.
Yeah,
Sure.
We're
All right.
gonna let Teach go on phase 2, and we're gonna jump Radon's ass in phase 1. We're
Don't
just
play-
swinging.
Go 90% dumb. No, don't go full 100. 90% dumb.
90% dumb.
I remembered my other question now. So Rime of the Frost.
Maiden.
Maiden, yes. Make a new season. What season would you like it to be? What like cool like last forever, but hugified.
Do you mean which would I like to live in, or which would I
No,
like to
what do you think would be
ending for?
cool for a game setting?
Summer. I'm already doing it. For those of you who are new to stream, I run a Monster of the Week game. Fuck. On stream. Sorry, I talked, and you know that's my Achilles heel here. I run a Monster of the Week actual play. It's going to be 12 episodes if we're lucky. And it'll be over. We are halfway through. We're 6 episodes deep. So if you want to watch some more of our content, you can watch that. It's called The Prince of Charming. I won't give away too much of the plot here, but it takes place in 1991 in Charming, Mississippi. Our group are a ragtag bunch of monster hunters. Most of them are just regular people who are caught up in a situation much larger than themselves. And it is like 110 degrees at the tail end of August. It's way hotter than it should be. It should be cooling down, and it's not.
We got him, Space.
We got them, boys. So tune in for that if you would like to see it. But that's my setting, is summer.
Very nice.
It sucks. I would hate to be stuck in a perpetual summer.
Brandon said Eternal Spooky Season.
Ooh, always October 31st. Let's go.
Eternal
That's
Fall for
fun,
me
that's
would be
fun.
the way to go. Michael,
If I had
where
to
are
pick a
you?
world to live in, it's that.
Loading. There we go. All right. What do you think the Eternal Fall would look like?
Ecologically, it would lead to the almost instant death of every living being in that area. Just like how the eternal winter thing is a fun bit for them to do in D&D, as long as you don't think about the fact that absolutely everybody would die.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that.
All right, well, we kind of covered our bases, so I'll go with spring. I think it'd be cool. Everything's grown way too much at that point. Then the harvest never ends, or not?
Yeah.
Not the harvest. The growing
Seeding.
season. Yeah, the seeding never ends. The growing never ends.
If he does that shit to me one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
I was about to say, you're having a rough couple runs, bud.
Yeah, it's that he'll do his typical swing set, and then he'll do a double big swing when I'm already almost dead, and then if I fuck it up, I get killed.
I think, ecologically speaking, I think we would start getting bigger animals, or some of the prey animals would turn predator.
Wasn't that one of the reasons dinosaurs were so big was because of the oxygen content
Yes.
in the atmosphere? Yeah. So if you set it like, thousands of years in the future, I think that big animals would make a huge amount of sense.
All right.
You boys have got this. I'll kick back and watch. I feel like, what's like a niche that TTRPGs haven't really explored?
Niche that what?
The TTRPGs haven't explored. We said cooking. I said racing. Is there another one that we're like, you know what? I think they could really use this. I'm asking this question and I'm realizing you guys are in the midst of a pretty brutal fight, so I'm gonna keep talking about nonsense here.
Just answer give your answer first.
The ones that I don't have one necessarily because mine was
Oh,
racing.
there's one hit.
I'm gone.
My answer was racing. That was my big one. I feel
Mhm.
like that's one that is hard to match, so making a game for it is difficult, and I haven't seen any ones that successfully do it. And Michael's was cooking. Otherwise,
It hasn't really explored because opposite realms. Sports.
sports.
I would never
Do it. I would never do it.
No,
I
I
don't know
wouldn't
anything about
either.
sports.
Can you skip through this?
I'm gonna skip.
Yeah, you can skip it.
And I talked about it a little bit before. I feel like just a full-blown mystery game with clues and things to solve, not necessarily a person to fight. They don't really tread on that ground very much. Most of it's a heroic fantasy thing. And to be heroic fantasy, you gotta do combat. So that's one.
Mm.
I'm not gonna die in the first 15 seconds this time, gang.
Cool.
I would appreciate. But
I'm gonna
hey,
not
man,
do
if
that
it
this
happens, that's okay.
This time, for sure. It's not gonna happen. I swear.
We got
Let's
it.
put a timer on the clock. Let's throw up a timer on the board. Let's put up a stopwatch. Put up a stopwatch.
Somebody go ahead and do a verbal countdown of 15 seconds, and we'll see how I do.
Oh, I messed up. I didn't summon Tichi in the
Oh, no.
last bit. I forgot.
That's what went wrong.
Yep.
Exactly.
I died.
Oh.
Spencer died. All right, Spencer, 2 seconds.
No.
2 seconds.
No.
That's
I
how
got
long
this.
you made it.
I thought I could jump that one, and I couldn't. I thought for sure I could
No,
jump
it's okay.
that
Michael's got it. Get him, Michael.
one. Yeah, easy. Good.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about iteration,
Skip this.
Hey,
Oh,
you
I
got
did it.
the thing about it is it's not always an upwards trajectory. Sometimes
Get out of here.
Sometimes-
Get out of here.
Sometimes you die in
Sometimes there's
1
stumble.
second.
Sometimes you get impaled by a bunch of stalagmites, you know? There's no accounting for that. Except for the other 8 billion times he's done it. This time, though, I'm not gonna die in the first 15 seconds, I swear.
My answer, and this is going to be a very hot take, is horror. And the reason that it's a hot take is because a lot of people are going to be like, there's horror games. There's like Call of Cthulhu and all that. Nope. Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green are mystery games. And then people will be like, oh, but like Dread. I don't even think Dread is a horror game. Dread is like a thriller game.
Yeah, thriller.
I think my game's frozen.
That's right, we got him.
Don't worry, me and Ethan got it.
Are you guys already in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Damn. Damn.
All right, Michael disconnected. You'll be back in a second.
I forgot about the pull.
At the very end. This really is just a game of not getting bored of your rolls.
All pattern recognition.
I recognize the pattern. I just get tired of doing it.
You know, it would really suck as a board game, but it's newer in the gaming industry. Fadian games.
I like Fadian games, in the same way that I like Soulsborns. But the idea of a Fadian
Fadian board
TTRPG
game.
is the same as like a roguelite. I have a hard time seeing how it could work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how it could be entertaining in the same way as a typical TTRPG.
So we're running into...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I was in a different world than you. What were you talking about? Fadian? What do you do,
games.
Jabroni? You didn't explain that at all. What's Fadian?
Fadians
Fadian
are it's
good.
Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Do you know that game?
Yes, I survived 2 minutes and 10 seconds, if anybody's curious.
Nice.
Yeah, so fighting games are the games that just beat you down over and over and over again. You just every inch of progress is met with 5 steps back.
So advanced to Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So first edition, where you would die 95 times.
Yes, very much that. Ooh.
He gets me with the stalagmites, and then I'm fucked, and he hits me one time, and I die.
I know, but we were doing fine for like 50 runs. What's going on?
He's figured out my weakness, and it's the stalagmite attack into an instant swing. It fucks me.
My brain is telling me to give you the advice. Did you try dodging it instead of sprinting around?
Yeah. I dodge it, maybe a second too early, maybe a second too late, and then I'm done skis.
I don't know. I think that there are some horror elements that I would like to see ingratiated into this stuff. As far as like that kind of passive build, like Bennett Foddy's games, unfortunately, I think outside of video games, that just doesn't function. Because the benefit in a video game is that you are by yourself. When you get frustrated, when you get angry, when you need a break, it doesn't really matter. And so it would need to be one of those like single-player GM-less games, which I have a little bit of beef with just because I don't really think they're games. I think they're like not to say they're bad, but they're like buying a Wreck This Journal. You know what I mean? It's not a game per se. You're just doing a fun activity. It's like buying a coloring book. It's like, this is cool. Is it a game?
That turn.
So I think it would be really fun to come up with a one-page RPG, but I struggle to see what it could be other than roll dice until you roll 12d6s in a row. Right? Because there's no strategy. There's no way to get better. It's just, are you persistent enough? And in that case, it's rollies. Do you guys know what like rollies or something like that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's where you roll a d4 until you get a 4, and then you roll a d6 until you get a d6, and then you roll a d12 until you get a 12, and you start over at the beginning every time. And that's not a game, that's just a stim. Like, that's just something you're doing because you're bored.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. It only works because it's solo. There's visible growth and change. And honestly, fighting games only appeal to a very specific
Yes.
I can't
type
stand
of
them.
gameplay.
I've never gotten into it, except for Jump King. I'd like to try them a bit more. Chef was talking about the horror games. He said, "You're right, many games is horror thematically, but yeah, there's a few games with more than just a couple poorly written horror tropes. Like Pathfinder has a horrible insanity system.
Yeah. And that's what it always boils down to. Horror doesn't work in power fantasy games.
Mm,
It can't work. Not really. There can be horror elements like, oh, this scary thing is happening, or oh, this gross body horror thing is happening. But at the end of the day, the game is about winning and beating that scary thing's ass. So it almost never works. Yeah, bitch.
nice.
Dodge that one.
I moved out of the way of my attack. Hey, good dodge on that, Spencer.
Pure luck that I jumped instead of rolled there.
Not pure luck. Skill. That's practice,
Skill.
baby.
Ooh.
Hey, we got the bleed. There we go. We're getting better. I didn't realize how much we relied on the occasional stuns coming from my high poise ass weapon, because without them, we are floundering. Now that all three of us are bleed, let's go mimics on the next run,
Yeah.
and let's do it first try.
Sure.
I think Tish is no longer helpful now that we are all building bleed.
That's fair.
Yep. I'll run in and hold his attention. You two get your mimics in and then full focus, and then we'll be back in the game. No problem.
When your spear's hitting him, a thing that's not bleed is also going off. Do you know what it is? Do you
Yes,
have,
the
a secondary
L2 on Eleonora's pole blade also does the arcane fire damage. I'm not sure how much of it he is taking, and I'm trying to figure that out. But I'm having a lot of trouble figuring that out and playing and talking and looking at stream. It's kind of a lot. So I'm trying to keep on top of it, but I really couldn't tell you. I don't think I have a chat box set up on the tube either, which I need to look at some point. I don't think we ever had one set up on this, just the alert box. I know that because the alert box has uppercutted me in the face a couple of times.
I pressed the wrong thing.
Who summoned?
I did. I sat back down.
Did we all answer Spencer's question? Because it was good. I'm sorry that it was such a frustrating moment for us to attend to your question about genre. I would stick to the horror thing for me. I actually think, Spencer, you might be able to make a pretty fun something in the Chaosium system for the book series you were talking about, like the magic detective. Might be pretty fun.
Yeah, that is cool.
Especially if magic in that world is costly. Like, is it dangerous to use that magic?
It is.
Yeah, so all of the Call of Cthulhu games love that as a convention. So I think that might actually be... Oh, no. Okay, I'm going to put my remote down. I'm approaching the no fun horizon here, which is fine because we're running low on time. But I'm getting to the point where it's mostly about us making silly mistakes and less about us making good attempts, and it's kind of killing it for me a little bit.
That's all right. Damn, man, we went down fast there.
Yep. Did everybody do all their questions? Did we end on all 6?
Yeah, I did all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole gave me one when I was talking about
guess question.
today. And she said she was asked this in an interview, and it was if the interviewer went to her birthday party.
What kind of fucking interviews are you guys going to that they're asking these cutesy questions?
they ask the normal stuff like, hey, how do you handle conflict? And then they get bored of it and they start asking wacky ones.
But proceed. Sorry, I interrupted you.
So the question was, what would your birthday party? What would I find at your birthday party? What would it be like? Like if you had $1 million, you could do whatever you wanted at your birthday party. What would it be like? And I was like, what a wild question. And I don't know if I really have in it. There'd be a lot of D&D. There'd be beer. There'd be pizza. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna take a strong stance on this. If you have a party and there's no pizza there, you have failed at throwing a party. I think that you should give up on party throwing. Pizza's a requirement. Anyway,
an absolutely perfect bottle for that opinion of Spencer's. Last year, I held a little Friendsgiving at my house. It was a joy. And I told I told people, I was like, I know if the food sucks, because I cooked everything. I was like, I know if the food sucks, everybody's going to be too polite to say anything. So, just text me an emoji of pizza if we need to fix this, so that way you don't feel weird, right? Run to the bathroom, send the message, we'll get it done. We get fully done eating. Spencer and others are like, that was great. And then Spencer texts me the pizza emoji, and I was like, damn. I think I said, like, did you not like it? And you were like, I love it. I can't. You said we could get pizza, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
it was so good. I need to be clear. The meal Ethan made for Friendsgiving was incredible. It was some of the best chicken I've ever had. It was spatchcock chicken. It was so good. I was thinking about pizza the entire time we were eating that incredibly good food. And then we got pizza, and it made it even better because I got to have that good pizza afterwards.
It's a perfect bottle for this opinion that you have, which is that if there ain't pizza, what are we even doing?
Why am I here? So the mimics are gone.
Yes.
Get his ass, boys! Oh my god.
You lived.
Let's go. Get there. I'm down to 2 flasks.
7.
That's 6.
I just burned 4 of them in like the last 30 seconds.
I'm down.
Oh.
We're great at phase 1. It just doesn't matter. We get to phase 2 and we just go down, down, down.
You get trounced. Wow.
Aww.
He got you alone and he started kissing.
God.
You got this, Michael.
Oh.
I don't know. My last, to answer your question, my last few birthdays have been all of my very good friends live across the country, so I go get dinner either with my significant other or solo. So it's been pretty non-birthday thus far. So I think I would be so excited to have a budget that it would just be, I think I would get everybody here and have made no other plans.
There you go. Plane tickets.
I'd be like, do you guys want to watch a movie? That would be all I would. I wouldn't have thought it the rest of the way through. We'd end up having to like go bowling because I'd be like, I have nothing. I didn't think about this.
Honestly, I would eat up going bowling. I haven't gone bowling in years.
Going bowling's awesome.
Go bowling, come back, play D&D, pick up 9 Little Caesars pizzas on the way, and just call it a night.
Mm-hmm. Throw a little Beerio card in there. I'm happy.
Oh, huge.
We got a few things. She was saying, with horror, this game relies greatly on players' willingness to say yes and with the DM. I agree. You had to just be. I think that's a lot of stuff. You have to be willing to just really throw yourself in. Like,
Monster of the Week.
Yeah. Was it something? Your belief.
Suspension of disbelief?
Yes, your suspension of disbelief. You gotta be able to really work in that realm.
Yes, I completely agree. Oh my god, he whipped those stones down.
Yeah.
Come on, Mimic, get him! Oh, I whip around. Mimic, no!
Nice. Nice.
Yeah!
Give it.
Got him.
Give it.
Skip. Let's go. Get the boys! Come on!
Good bleed, Brock. Run!
He got me.
Ooh.
Couldn't run fast enough. I was mid-flask when it started.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Remember to run towards him. You guys run away in front of him, and that's running into the middle. Run away from it. Like, run right at him, and you'll be at the edge because he stands at the edge of the circle.
Oh, I always thought he was in the middle of it.
No,
That's
he's
cool.
at the edge of it. I'm getting smushed.
No. We all get one. There should be a really loud, comical sound when they do that. It would make this fight, I think, more enjoyable.
Ow, I got clipped. You got hit by that in a minute. He's not paying me any mind at all.
Nope.
Getting some free licks in.
Fran was saying the horror of villagers being hunted was well done. Me conflating mostly in the ramping up of fierce monsters. Villagers is also like they're even like any tabletop players are gonna have some power. It just goes hand in hand. Throwing in super weak villagers, hell yeah, it just amps everything.
There's a video I had made like a year ago called it wasn't called anything, it was a short, but it was about the survivor mechanic that Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft introduced to D&D that I to this day love. It essentially takes most of the power away from the players and puts them in the shoes of a survivor in a horror scenario.
Nice.
And I think it's one of the more effective tools that D&D's made in recent years. Because it's cool, because you can do a one-shot in-universe and be like, this thing that you've been fighting or you're about to fight, you're about to experience it from the vision of a typical person. It's super fun. So if you guys haven't seen that, I'd recommend checking it out. I love that thing. I think after this one, we've got one more run. Unless, of course, me and Ethan do it right here.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Chef said in his games, he's usually rule cooling horror stuff. Set the scene up properly, acknowledging that the rules of various systems won't always have the answer. And go the Jaws route. You don't need to see the sharks to know it's terrifying and deadly. I think movies do that a lot too, so why not play in games? What's the unknown is a lot of times scariest.
Yeah, not showing your villain, not just having whispers of it is effective a lot of the time.
I think that a lot of DMs might have trouble with that. They have this idea of some nasty, nasty little monster.
I think the realer problem is Dungeons and Dragons as a game is not built for you to have a mysterious exterior character, right? Attacks are based on who you can see. Their components are based on who is within a certain range. So you really do have to wander off pretty far into homebrew before you can get to that point.
Yeah.
Or you have to put your players in a situation where they don't have the option to fight. Now, that can be interesting, but 99% of the time, it's just a TPK. You set up this thing thinking your players won't fight, but your players are playing heroes, And their abilities don't have anything to do with getting away from fights. Their abilities have to do with staying in them, staying up, staying engaged, and doing damage. So the mechanics of the game resist the core mechanics of the horror genre, which is run until you can't, do damage that is not substantial, you know, and escape if you are able. Something like Dead by Daylight captures that more effectively because it gets your adrenaline pumping, you know, you have trouble engaging. So I think a lot of horror games would rely on a one-shot kind of setup, because if it's not a one-shot, the question is begged, like, if it's hyper-lethal and impossible to survive, how am I going to follow this character, right? How am I going to level up? How am I going to engage with their new abilities if they are supposed to die at the end of every single encounter, or be the sole survivor that manages to drown Jason at the bottom of the lake?
Months ago, we developed a one-page RPG on one of our other streams, which is called DM Writer's Room, where we demystify DMing and GMing. And we build like one-page RPGs, adventures, we do prep, like all that stuff, so you can see it live. And the one-page RPG we made was horror, because it was a genre that I don't think is done very often or very well when it is done. And it essentially, one of the main mechanics was, when your character dies, you can become part of the horror by being a minion of the main enemy, or you can have like a slew of several characters that you cycle through that are fitting those tropes and archetypes.
Who are all essentially zero health red shirts who have no chance of surviving.
Yeah,
which
they're going to die.
And the other thing that was very interesting about that game is there was a luck component, and luck brings fear. And I think that was very helpful, right? If memory serves, when you were playing that game, at first you would play with only the minor arcana, the minor cards of a tarot deck. You would do other things, you would narrate, I think we had a dice mechanic, and then at a certain point, you would shuffle in the major arcana, and if you ever draw death, the game is over, everybody dies. And that's about as close to horror as you can get, which is just this concept that everything that is going on is fragile. We are already doomed if something happens that is somewhat out of our control. The word that wasn't coming to my mind earlier is agency. To do good horror, you need to disrupt player agency. And when you disrupt somebody's agency in video games, in TTRPGs, or in the real world, they resist. And that's where you get the issue of players doing, you know, suicide runs when you finally do manage to get your horror one-shot together.
That 3/4 me.
It 100%ed me. That fucking stalagmite just killed me.
I dodged it.
Yeah. Sometimes the stalagmites just do more damage than usual. It's weird.
It's up to where you are standing. Because of the strange sort of pathway unevenness, sometimes you get hit twice. Because you get hit by a stalactite above you and below you, and so you take 2 instances of the same damage.
If I'm remembering right, Morphoro did a pretty good job with inevitability.
All of Mork Borg as a whole
Borg,
system,
yeah.
Mork Burrow, our adaptation of it, Pirate Borg, and Cyborg, both very popular adaptations, all play with horror, because the whole point of those games is that you are a fragile idiot in a world gone terrible, and that if you survive, it is a miracle. And that is interesting, certainly, but it you know what else it is? Difficult to engage with. You know, not everybody is equipped to play that. And even then, those games don't invite horror. They invite frivolity. You're supposed to play a bunch of absolute sociopaths trying to make extra money while the world is ending around them. So even that isn't engaging with horror, although ironically it is one of the better games for horror that I think are currently on kind of the market.
I agree.
Sorry, I'm looking into my future quote tweets where somebody's like, actually, in 2024, Ethan said that Chaosium games aren't good horror. They're good mystery games, but as somebody who has played I have rarely had players walk away being like, that felt horror inspired, instead of being like, I thought we were gonna kill that elder god for sure.
We were right there. We almost had him.
Cheryl said, and it will kind of falls in the DM to set the scene effectively enough to tell the players, y'all don't want this fight, which I agree and I disagree with a little bit, because I know our group, me being part of it, some people will always take the fight.
I have some like advice that I'm sure not everybody would agree with, but that I do think is true. The thing I would recommend the most is, if your players aren't supposed to fight, do not roll initiative. Right? There's no point in rolling initiative if they're not supposed to fight, because initiative tells them, I'm in combat, time to fight. You're better off, if you don't want it to be a fight, don't let it be a fight. Just narrate them being chased, narrate the massive destruction happening around them, and force them into a situation where all they can do is run, because when they do try to turn around and attack, you just narrate how that is unsuccessful. Again, sort of engaging with agency in that way. Because setting the stage that something is dire... Again, you know what else I think? This is Chef, right?
Yes.
You are enjoying the privileges of a 7-year campaign. Or a 7-year group, right? Most people you play with not 4 or 5 times ever, or you play a couple of completely different campaigns. The one guy, our beloved friend Nick doesn't run from lethal fights that you're not supposed to fight.
He goes,
And part of that is set dressing, and part of that is it's fun to die in combat. Like, it's kind of more fun sometimes than running away. Like, it's cool to make your heroic last stand. And that's another force that you're sort of up against. I'm sure, I'll tell you what, if we did like, if our group as they are now, we did a one-shot, and in our session 0, we could do an arc, and in our session 0, we were like, hey, this is going to be horror, act like a character in a horror movie. I bet we'd be able to pull off a lot of those tropes. We would, be able to establish some fights aren't meant to be fought, they're just meant to be survived. But, that's after 4 years of playing across multiple different systems, multiple different campaigns going at the same time,
You guys see that double bleed proc?
Yeah, it's nice.
Sorry, that was wild.
That's
I do fully agree. I think that we did do horror well with your Monster of the Week Summer Camp Slasher. I think that felt good. We did horror tropes. It fit in. But inevitably, the end of a Monster of the Week game is still heroic.
I appreciate that. GMing Monster of the Week is just such a non-stop experience that at the end of those games, I have no idea if it was good horror or not, because I'm just going at a million miles an hour trying to make sure. The best I can do is be like, hey, I made sure the music was spooky. And sometimes that's all you got, You have to kind of leave it to the players. Now there's a deep, dark truth. I think a lot of whether or not you can successfully do horror is just up to if your players buy into it being horror.
Yeah. I do agree about Monster of the Week. For anybody who's watching this who's like a D&D truther who only plays D&D, first of all, I think that, try out some other systems. It can be a lot of fun. I love D&D. It's still the thing I go back to the most. But there are other fun systems. My other favorite is Monster of the Week. I don't have too much experience with it. I've run a couple short games here and there. Now we're doing the campaign. But playing Monster of the Week right now, it is such a different experience. And it's surprising how different it feels, just changing the system up like that.
Yeah. It's very much more role play. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think
All right.
this is our last run.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Let's do it.
Bramble said with horror, maybe there's a few different tropes or roles that you can better signify a fight. Is one that you should run from. So, I don't know what kind of roles it would be, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I think literally just use a different mechanic. Like, just use the skill contest from 4E. That was great. Just say, your goal is to survive. Each of you tell me how you are going to try to help. We're going to narrate them in line. but start thinking about how you are going to help us get out of this incredibly deadly situation. You can hope to one day return and dispel this evil, but it's not going to be today. And I think that there is a weird resistance to that. People are like, that's metagaming or whatever. It's not metagaming. You're just saying, hey, this is what this game's going to be. It's funny to hear that that's... I just put together that it's Brambles, which is our friend.
Whoa. Nice.
Skip it.
Skipped. Get him, boys! He's kissing me!
Ah, I missed.
We bled him. Ooh. That's a win. I'm dead.
Yeah, that's stop tag. No joke.
There
we go.
You just saved my life.
Let's go.
Last flask. All right.
Get out of there!
Oh, that's damn.
He had you in the worst positioning imaginable.
Yeah.
Running forward wouldn't work. Running backward wouldn't work.
No, it was very bad.
Are you out of flasks?
Yes.
That sucks.
Nice.
Oh. Oh my god.
Oh.
Got you on the backswing.
Yeah, he did. Nice.
Oh my god, I just tried to kill with no
Huge.
flasks.
Oh no.
My one chance to get a hit in this run.
That was our best run yet.
That was
Best run yet for sure. So we're ending it on that one,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
I think
we're
is
done.
positive. That's
I'm
it.
cool with that.
I think I would like to make a motion. I'm done playing this game on stream. I'm done. So I would like to initiate a vote that we are finished with Shadow of the Erdtree on stream, and we will upload a clip when we finally beat Radahn sometime in 2026. That is the motion I am putting forward in our first on-stream meeting. All of those in
you
favor.
can only do so. I'll vote. Yes.
Take a 30 seconds. Take a few seconds to think, to ponder how you feel about this.
I have an amendment for it.
I don't. I almost. What amendment?
We take a break. We definitely take a break from it, and we play at our own leisure until we start feeling really, really good at our attempts. Like they are constantly good.
Your amendment is we don't swear off Shadow of the Erdtree. We just aren't planning on a return
For right
at
now.
a specific time.
I think I honor the concept. I think we will end up accidentally killing him on some random bullshit run if we try. Unless we say anytime he gets too close, we all stand there and T-pose until we die.
I think if we beat him on accident, we beat him on accident. We send that clip in, and that's all right.
Here's what I'll say. If I'm, let's initiate the vote. What I will say, we give ourselves the open opportunity to be vetoed. Find the YouTube for this episode and comment if you want us to keep playing regardless of our infinite rage. And if we get enough of those, we will consider it. But depending on how this vote goes. So I'm going to initiate. All those in favor of this as being the last official Shadow of the Erdtree stream, *Michael's thing, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
The motion passes.
There we go.
We will upload another video at some point, unless, of course, we check the YouTube later and there is a deluge of
Just a
after
million
stream
comments.
saying you're not done till we say you're done. In which case,
I don't care.
In which case, welcome to our Shadow of the Erdtree streaming channel, because we'll be
Our
here until
perpetual.
2027.
Our perpetual stream.
I just want to say two things.
Like perpetual soup.
Chef, he's saying that he understands that he has the privilege of a very long route, so very much so. So his character would roll an encounter from a table because they went into an area they knew was dangerous and got their nuts rocked.
Now, let me say this. If you're just trying to build suspense, and if you're going for just suspenseful, rolling in front of the table is the bee's knees. Tumbling that D20 across a good 4 feet of dining room table will get people nervous. I think there's definitely some fair points to be had there.
He also said, for our continuing our Shadow of the Erdtree stream, embrace the suck.
We voted yay. If everybody comments on the YouTube video, we'll maybe come back.
And it's, that's the best I can do. Because by the last 20 minutes of these streams, I need you all to know I'm so mad that my skin gets warm. Like, I get real bent out of shape by the end of these. And it's not good for my health.
That's fair.
All right. It's definitely about that time. Michael, sign us off and we can hit everybody up. Well, Michael's about to say when you can hit us up again.
Yes, thank everyone for hanging out. I hope you all had a good time. We embraced the suckage. It was, I sympathize with Ethan. They start to get rough. I still have fun. Even with if it's just us shooting the shit, I have fun. And Chef, thank you for all the words. Brambles, thank you for hanging out. We wouldn't do this without you guys. We love chat interaction. So stick with us and we'll stick with you. If you enjoyed this stream, we are all happy to announce that we have 2 other stream days. We stream on Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays at 7:30 starts. Sundays is this, where we'll talk about our next game that we're streaming. We don't know yet. We'll have a meeting pretty soon about that, though. And everyone will be informed eventually. And then Mondays are our actual playthrough of Monster of the Week. Spencer's hosting. He kind of talked about it earlier, but I'll reiterate. It is Prince of Charming. We're a hair past halfway through that. But still playing more action and mystery to solve. So I hope you guys join us in that adventure. And then it seems
like about 89% of the mystery has yet to be solved.
Yes, very true. And Tuesdays we have our DM's Writers Room, where we demystify the DMing process. We make some really fun stuff. We talk about DMing and from a DM process and player perspective, and how to just make cool stuff. And you can, if you enjoy all that, and want even more, we have our YouTube channel and TikTok, where you can find memes, information, and just general good times. But till then, I hope you all have a great night.
Peace out.
Bye.
Peace.